Thank you for agreeing to meet with me. Perhaps you have already guessed what I wish to discuss. The word Capitale does not mean anything to you? Huh. For some time now, the organization that I represent has been using a unique system of exchange for our more sensitive business dealings. This we call Capitale. Private bonds with their value guaranteed by the reputation and considerable resources of my employer. It's a more civilized way of doing things. Until every cutthroat and gutter trash got their filthy hands on them, it cannot be allowed to continue. The value of Capitale depends on a certain exclusivity. Understand? Come. I don't know how much you have heard of our ambitious new senator, Anton Ricard. He's an officious, naive man who has yet to learn how politics work. About his grand plans to make Lemoyne the star of the next year's state fair in Sacramento. He has also been making life very difficult for us.
Come on.
Excuse me for a moment.
Oh, forgive me, Signor. I thought we'd be meeting alone.
Who is this?
He was just arrested by one of my men in the old quarter. I thought you might be interested to see what they found in his possession.
How did you come by this? You stole it, yes?
No, no. Please, Senor Martelli.
Do not speak my name, porco!
I found it. I swear to you, I did.
On your knees.
I did. I found it. I did.
On your knees!
I swear to you. No, please.
Where did you steal it?
I promise you that I didn't steal.
I will ask you only one more time. Where did you steal it?
From some of the Cornwall's boys. Leviticus Cornwall.
Thank you, Chief. I trust this man will face the full penalty of the law.
Most assuredly, Signor.
Good. Proceed.
Was there, anything else?
No, I think that was enough, don't you?
Yes, sir.
So, to my proposition. You will find bills like that one as far from here as New Austin, if you know where to look. I need every piece of Capitale taken out of circulation and returned to me. I warn you, some of this work will require a strong constitution. In return, I will reward you with a unique business opportunity involving our friend, Senator Ricard. But that is for later. I wish to see the quality of your work before I reveal my hand. I'm sure you understand. Now, it is best we do not meet again. All further communication will be through my intermediaries. Some of them are friends of yours already. I believe Mr. Foreman, Mr. Langton. In any case, bring them enough Capitale to impress me, and I assure you it will be worth your while. Now, if you excuse me, buona caccia.
You know, you and me, we ain't the only crooks Martelli's got hunting down Capitale. But here's the trouble with employing thieves to steal from thieves. You're never sure whose side they're on. Now, I happen to know a pickpocket gang in Saint Denis. Martelli has them raiding some businesses in the dock. Only these boys been keeping any Capitale they find for themselves. That there's a mistake and a golden opportunity. Find the thief, take what they got. Word is, Martelli likes the way you handled them boys down at the docks. Way I see it, here's our chance to take their place. Seems some of these merchants working out of Saint Denis are no friends of the good Signor. Been stashing Capitale left and right. Now I say we don't get fancy. They got stock down at the harbor. Stock burns. And when whoever's in charge shows up, Martelli wants them alive. And I'm betting they got Capitale to spare. Sometimes it's too damn easy.
Hey! What the hell's going on here?
Tell me, you ever seen a ship go up in flames? It's quite a sight, I assure you. Now don't worry, I ain't gonna ask you to light the fuse. Martelli's making his move against the competition down at the docks. Boat called the Antenor. But I know something he don't. They got people waiting. Serious people. If they caught Martelli's man, get him out. Get him home. And make sure to have a look around. I guarantee you there's Capitale on board somewhere. Here's to good hunting.
Railroads, my friend. A civilizing force, folks say. But it ain't always so. Is it civilized not to pay your dues? Not to show respect to Signor Martelli? Or more to the point, to me? The Central Union Railroad has failed those tests. You will interrupt their supply chain, civilize them. If they're foolish enough to be sitting on Capitale, it's yours. Now go.
Hello? Tommy, you there?
Now, here's the thing. You'd have thought those folks at Central Union Railroad would have understood such a clear and unambiguous message. Not so. It seems we must repeat ourselves. And this time, our meaning must not be in doubt. Hit their convoy. Hit their supply train. Take what you want. Capitale included, of course. I'm sure you'll make yourself clear. Kidnapping. There's a word with certain connotations. Hell, I seen men jig for it. But that ain't what this is. This is a business meeting between Signor Martelli and the director of the Central Union Railroad. Now, the director might not find time to attend. You talk to his foreman. Make time in his schedule. Arrange his transport. Handle his Capitale for him. Sure, he'll appreciate it. You take care now.
You know, I've been scratching my head about this Capitale business. Now, hear me out. Old Fartsmilly uses this stuff for some good old-fashioned black marketeering, right? Pure off the books. But his fellow black marketeers being what they are, they keep a slice of the pie for themselves. No surprises there. And we get paid to take it off the riffraff and give it back to the boy in the fancy suit. Fine. It's what happens next that interests me. 'Cause sure, the whole cycle is just going to repeat itself. Your man can't expect anything less, which means unless I'm sitting on the wrong end of the stick altogether, this is a full-time, permanent contract for us. How about that? Anyhow, back to the riffraff. Got some leads over for you in Saint Denis. Go shake 'em down, as they say. Here's a train of thought for you to follow. All this Capitale we're hunting. It's out there getting stolen and traded in every den of sin and vice from here to Timbuktu, correct? So, by the laws of economics, it'll gradually sink down to the lowest, filthiest point in the whole black market. Or as the locals call it, Van Horn. Now, it turns out there's one other genius out there who's had the same thought as yours truly. One of Martelli's competitors in the big city. Bootleggers by trade. They supply the saloon up in Van Horn, and they're using that position to harvest all the Capitale in town. They're going up today for another collection, which is a coincidence, because so are you. Don't be late now. You know what I like about this Capitale work? You see all sorts of places along the way. Get to rob all kinds of folk. Real diverse, like. One day you're holding your nose, trying not to cut your finger up in Van Horn. And the next day, you're off to the Bastille Saloon in Saint Denis. And by next day, I mean today. And by you, I mean, well, you. Now, by all reports, the owner of Bastille runs a squeaky clean establishment. That should be your first clue something isn't right. Turns out he's been dealing a little Capitale on the side, running an exchange for the society pals. It's only fair I warn you, though. Your name's getting connected to this whole business. Could be waiting for you. Nothing you can't handle, I'm sure.
All right. Now, this here's a strange one. Feller goes by the name of Blue Water John. Musician. Plays the guitar. But that wasn't always so. He used to run with a gang that tried to double-cross our friend, Signor Martelli. Now, Martelli figures they owe him, and I figure there's Capitale bound up in this somewhere if you look in the right places. Just be careful of this guitar man. Word is he ain't right. Both eyes open. You understand? So, you found out where Blue Water John's gang are holed up? Good. About time we paid him a visit. From what I hear, gonna be some rich pickings. And a good chance of finding some Capitale along the way. But remember, there's a debt. And it ain't owed to you. It's owed to Martelli. I advise you pay him first, and take what's left. Who knows? Maybe old Blue Water's gonna write a song about you one day. Well, I got good news and bad news, friend. Good news is I found us a lead on some more Capitale. Bad news is who's sitting on it. Blue Water John. Looks like he held out on you last time. Got a stash all of his own. I done some asking around. Seems everyone else reckons this thread ain't worth pulling. Folks say he deals in souls. Me? I don't much believe in souls. Question is, do you?
Dear hazy moon, eyes blind by hazy moon, the soul I sowed was a soul they stole, truth untuned. Yeah, I won't pretend this devil's hand. I got my revenge. Yours truly, Blue Water Man.
I'll tell you how I know this Capitale business is gonna make us money. If Leviticus Cornwall thinks it's worth stealing, it's worth something. So Signor Martelli is taking steps, part trade war, part real war. Obviously, we can't much help with the trade war. Martelli sent some men after a Cornwall wagon. Make sure the raid goes to plan. You find Capitale, you keep it. Godspeed. There's men who know when to throw in their cards. And then there's those who make a mistake and double down. Leviticus Cornwall is of this latter persuasion. He has decided to raise the stakes against Signor Martelli. He has a refinery in the heartlands. You will show him he has made a costly bet. Oblige him to fold. There will be Capitale there, too, if you can find it. Off you go. You can spot a guilty man by what he does when he's cornered. Leviticus Cornwall has elected to run. Sure sign of a bad conscience. Seems he's taken what Capitale he has left out of the country. Through the freight yard in Saint Denis. I suggest you make it look like a regular robbery. Steal a boat or some such. I trust your conscience is clear.
You ever heard of Jeb Phelps? Nah, me neither. Well, hardly anyway. Supposed to be some pure reprobate, face like a half-eaten pie. You know, the kind of fella that gives us well-intentioned criminals a bad rap. Well, seems whoever he was running with had enough of his shite and traded him for 30 pieces of silver. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why should you care? Well, here's why. Jeb's old gang are sitting on a whole load of Capitale, and some other trinkets besides. So, how about we spring Jeb? Use him to go after his old gang stash. Who knows? Maybe he'll make a nice wee friend along the way. Just keep him at a safe distance as you go, you know? Well, if it ain't the scourge of Van Horn, heard you and Mr. Phelps made a right mess of the place. Not that you can tell to look at it, most likely. The point is, you earned his trust. And that puts you one step closer to his stash, Capitale and all. Just gotta keep the pressure up on his old friends. Now, one of them, Senior Boyo, he's gone to ground up near Butcher Creek. Should be easy to smoke him out. Just go and let your antisocial side take care of it. Whenever he shows up, just get him to Jeb in one piece. Not that he'll stay in one piece for long after that. But in the meantime, he'll tell Jeb where the old stash is, and that there is your chance. Well, my friend, if you ever found yourself wondering what the end of the road looks like, you're about to get a good look at it. Courtesy of your friend Jeb Phelps. This boy's determined to go out with a bang. Last seen, headed up towards Ansburg, with the law in his tail. I'd say he could use a hand, wouldn't you? But now, listen, don't be going soft on him. A friend in need and all that. But business comes first. And our business is that old stash of his. Money, Capitale, you name it, it'll be there. Now, it's possible this lifelong deceiver and miscreant will choose to share it with you, out of the kindness of his heart. But if I were you, I'd have a backup plan for when push comes to, shoot.
Senator Ricard. You recall we spoke of him? The man who has so foolishly been trying to make his reputation at the expense of my employer. He wishes to put himself and his beloved Lemoyne in the headlines of next year's Centennial State Fair in Sacramento. And he has devised quite the centerpiece. 3 of the world's most famous jewels brought together for a single exhibit. Except, we will ensure they never meet. One by one, as they are taken west, you will find them, you will procure them, and if you value my friendship as highly as you should, you will bring them to me.
Okay, now old Joe'll dance. Take your goddamn Capitale to the Italian. There, take it. After all you done, whatever it is, better be good.
Today's prize, the Covington Emerald. It was found some years ago on the island of Guam and procured by Mr. Luther Covington, the steel magnate. Like all your philanthropists, Mr. Covington is hungry for publicity, so he was only too happy to offer his prize jewel to the state's fair. It is traveling west by train under the protection of the Saint Denis Police Department. You should expect the area to be under very careful guard, though I recommend you speak to the station clerk.
All right. I'll hold my nose and get this stinking Capitale to the Italian. There. I didn't open it, if that's what you think. I ain't stupid.
Today's prize, the Ember of the East. A flawless ruby, quite unique. Its color has been described as that of blood fresh from a deep wound. The stone is said to exert a potent influence on those around it, breeding jealousy, fear, even violence. A dozen have died trying to obtain it. I trust you will not be the 13th. The jewel has just made landfall in Annesburg under heavy guard. Though where exactly it is being held, you will need to discover for yourself.
All right. I'll take your precious stash to the Italian. There you go. Hope it's worth it. Just remember, old Joe got you where you are.
Today's prize, the diamond. Il Sovrano. Pale yellow, so big you could not close it in your fist. If you believe the stories, it was stolen from a temple in India, and tragic fates have since befallen its owners. For Senator Ricard, we gave the Kurds a little assistance. Yes, a consortium of your southern nobility have paid handsomely for the privilege of hosting the stone in Rhodes before it travels west. Tonight, the senator's representative comes to collect it. You will ensure that it never enters his